sip wine, kick my feet up when I get time. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling, sipping and spilling.
What is poppin', everyone?
What's poppin'?
How you niggas doing?
It's a Monday and a bitch want a pussy pop on a handstand. How you feeling?
I am feeling exhausted, honestly. I'm just so tired. I've never knew what burnt out felt like. And I now know what being burnt out feels like.
And I hate that for you because I don't ever like a life where I have to work more than 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you work,
But I don't work more than 4 days a week.
You work 4 days a week, but you work literally 2 jobs. So it's like literally working 8 days.
Yeah, kind of. Like
you're working a full week. You're working a week plus a day.
Plus a day. Exactly. Like I'm just so stressed. I'm just tired.
It's just not for us. I think that
anymore.
The life that we need to live is a life of luxury without the hard work. And I know it sounds very like,
No, it doesn't, because a lot of people get to live a life of luxury without working hard.
Because I'm saying influencers. And I feel like making videos every day is not hard. Respectfully, maybe it might be because us, when we doing one reel, it takes us probably 45 minutes to an hour. But still, that's the life of luxury.
And then some people just have rich parents. Like they just have like the luxury life without having to work for it, you know? So I don't see anything wrong with having a life of leisure. Yeah. It's ideal and I would love to have a life of leisure.
But y'all remember a few times ago, she was like, I like to get it out the mud.
I do
and
like
I said,
to work
I absolutely
hard,
don't.
but I don't see anything wrong with having a life of leisure either.
Yeah.
I'm a person who likes to work hard, but if your life is easy and you have a life of leisure, there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, well, if she doesn't work hard, then that's not as good as me. Like, no, it's fine. That's the ideal life, is to just make money just to be yourself.
Just to live life. Yeah. So I love that for us.
So let's get into my motherfucking story time.
Story time?
I think my neighbor is watching me. Actually, I know he's watching me, and I think he's a stalker. So I've noticed.
Is he a white man?
I think he's a light-skinned black man. So I've noticed he's been watching me whenever I come out my apartment. He'll like wave and say hi, whatever. And I didn't think much of it. I'm like, okay, you're just saying hi. And then one day I was coming home from work, and he was watching me, and I look up, and he immediately goes back into his apartment and closes the patio door.
Yeah.
And you know how my apartment is, like when you're parking outside, you can go up.
Yeah, you can see everything.
You can see everything. So I was like, okay, that's weird. And then again, he did something weird where I came home from work and I see him at the patio smoking a blunt, didn't think much of it. And I go through the building, go upstairs to my apartment, and he is peeping just his head through the apartment, out the door. And I'm feeling someone watching me, and I turn around and he waves hi and immediately goes back into his apartment and closes the door. And I'm just like, I feel like at this point, like, I don't know if I should just say something.
I definitely feel like you shouldn't say anything to him yet.
No, not to him. Yeah, so there's just like 3 separate occasions I've noticed him trying to make an interaction with me. Yeah. And at this point, I'm just like, I told Josh about it, and I told him, hey, I think, can you just stay with me for a little bit? Yeah. So just because I feel like if he feels there's a male presence there, he would be less likely to try to do anything weird or, make his... whatever I don't know what he's trying to do, but I feel like I need men to know, just leave women you don't know alone. Yeah. Like, whatever he feels like him waving, it's not even him waving is weird. It's him like immediately going back into his apartment and closing the door is what makes me feel uneasy, because I feel like you don't want me to know what you look like. Yeah. Because I don't exactly know what he looks like. I know he's a black man. I know he's light skinned, but I don't know his face, because every time he does something weird, he immediately like just hides. And what was his reason for waiting for me to get into my apartment? And like, well, he saw me park my car, go into the building, but he left the patio where he was smoking the blunt to watch me get into my apartment so he can wave? Like, what was the reason for that besides doing anything weird?
That is, I don't know. It's like, my mom has made me paranoid with too many like Dateline stories. Yeah. And I'm like, personally,
and I don't feel safe in my own home. Like, I feel really uncomfortable.
And you've only been there for like almost a month now.
Not even a month now.
You haven't been for a month. I remember. It's only been like, not even.
This is the 3rd week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
And he's making me feel extremely uncomfortable. And I'm like, what can I do? There's nothing I can do. I can tell my apartment so they can be aware of what he's doing, I guess. If anything happens, they know, like,
but I feel like alerting apartments never changes anything. Because even
I don't think it's not to change anything. It's so they can be, if anything happens, they know exactly. There's a record of him.
Of who it is,
you know? Yeah. And honestly, I saw him have his trash outside. And I'm like, I really want to go through his trash just so I can get his first name, his last name. Like, look up who he is.
Or I don't know who maybe one day you can just say, hey, what's your name?
And he has a Ring camera. So I feel like, is his Ring camera is to like watch people, or is his Ring camera for his safety?
I mean, maybe for his safety, because I know I have a Ring camera. I haven't put it up yet because I don't want to do that shit, y'all. So if anyone else would do that shit, hit me up because I need that help. But yeah, it's probably for his safety because you even know that Max, like she said, she lived in a decent area, but she was like always watching what was going on.
Yeah.
Even though, so maybe it's a little bit for his safety. Maybe he's doing some shit he ain't got no business doing. But I feel like anyone that's doing extremely illegal things wouldn't have a Ring camera out there because there's always record of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Maybe he's not doing extremely
Maybe he's just a weirdo.
He's just a weirdo.
He's probably just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to like maybe
communicate with other people.
So he's just being weird and just waving and but it's not even just the waving. The waving I wouldn't mind because the first couple times he did that, I didn't think much of it. It was when he started waving and immediately hiding from me after I look at him. Maybe he's socially awkward. He's maybe socially awkward. I cannot tell you what he's doing, but it's probably not intentional, but it still is creepy. It's very creepy. So, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable.
So I'm sorry you're going through that.
Yeah. But I had them come into my apartment and like fix some things. I had because before my bathroom locks wasn't locking. Yeah. So I had him fix that because in case anything happened, there's no way for him to access my room. You know, have you ever I don't know if that's just me, but I think of ways of how I can escape my apartment if an intruder comes in. No. You think about that?
I just feel like I'm just going to lay there and die.
No, I think of ways of how I can escape if an intruder comes in. So I have it all in my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. This window's cracked open this way. I have my little baton so I can beat a nigga up, like all that shit. And I'm getting a gun. Like, I'm not.
Oh, I'm definitely getting a gun too.
I'm getting a gun.
I'm going to say not even because of like niggas are creepy, but because niggas are creepy. That's exactly why
I'm getting the gun because niggas are creepy. Like, it's hard being an attractive woman living on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hot out here for a bitch. Oh, okay. It is hot out here for a pimp and a bitch.
So outside of that,
the girls are back at it again with another messy ass episode of Sip and Spill, where we create conversations. Oh wow,
sipping wine.
I go by the name of Thug Motherfucking Sammy.
And I'm Ambitious the Hottie Teray.
If you haven't already, follow us on all
social media platforms.
Maybe he's autistic.
No, that could be a real thing though, too.
That could be a real thing.
There's so many possibilities. So
it's a lot of possibilities, and maybe he could be autistic, but I don't want to find out. I just want him to just stay over there.
She wants to be safe.
I want to be safe. Like, you know, maybe it's not him. He's maybe not trying to be weird and harmful, but you know, intention doesn't matter. It's how it comes off as. And you shouldn't be just randomly waving at your neighbor and immediately going back into your house.
Because we all know I am when I like somebody, I'm a fucking weirdo. Yeah. Like, I will literally fuck you on a Monday and on Sunday act like I don't fucking know you. So maybe it's just
that's not the same, Ami. I don't even know why you even thought to compare that.
That's a very good comparison because I will literally act weird with you in person, but like, knowing when it's just us two, I'm like, I might be more
it's never us two. It's never been,
You're right. That was a very bad analogy. Wow.
What the fuck?
Ami does not do analogies, y'all. Sorry.
I don't want to meet this man. I just want him to just stop waving. He don't even got to stop waving.
What if he fine as hell, though? What if you finally see his face? You're like, damn, I was...
Even if it's fine as hell, he's still weird. Yeah, like, just some weird ass shit. And speaking of fine as hell, one of my neighbors is fine as hell. And I was going to, go on and talk to him, but I found out he has a girlfriend, so now I'm sad.
Oh shit, you can be their girlfriend though.
I don't want to be their girlfriend.
You want to be his girlfriend?
I want to be his girlfriend.
Okay,
well, I don't know if I want to be his girlfriend because I don't know if he ain't shit, but I think he's fine. I can be his fuck buddy, I think that's how far I can get.
So, follow the girls on all social media platforms at The Real Sip and Spill, except Twitter.
Which is Sip and Spill 1.
And while you're at it, leave us a 5-star ratings for 5-star bitches. Ow. Also, if you're around, follow our YouTube because we didn't announce that. YouTube, Twitter.
Well, you kind of went straight to the end. And
I did go straight to the end.
So, yeah. But anyways, follow us on our TikToks. Our Reels. Our Facebook. Our Twitter. Our YouTube. Our Instagram. And our sip and review, when you send it and review it. And that haven't been happening for a while.
It hasn't, but also y'all, okay, so y'all know we kept been talking about merch for the last ever, but we try to do this website very, 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 very valiantly. And they're not allowing us to, so we're only doing it word of mouth. So I'm going to just feel like we're going to keep repeating it and just tell a friend and tell a friend. Say what?
Just gonna make an Instagram page.
We're doing it on an Instagram page, but I mean, with Instagram, we can't put our stuff up there if it's not connected to a website. Remember when we said-
just put pictures of the outfits.
I know, but still, it's really word of mouth though.
Okay.
So we can literally just tell y'all, we are doing merch. We are selling merch. We are selling them for $20. So ask a friend, tell a friend, be supportive, support your local podcasters, and follow us on all social media platforms.
Okay. So ready to get some Would You Rathers?
Let's get into some Would You Rathers.
Would you rathers? Would you rather have an unlimited international first class tickets or never have to pay for food at your favorite restaurants ever again? And I said restaurants with the S, so multiple restaurants.
Okay, I can pay for food. I don't want to pay for international travel because remember we was talking about Jamaica. Tickets were like $700.
It was.
So even though the food I'm like paying might add up to $700, $800, $900, $1,200, I would much rather experience that outside of the country.
$7 for like regular class, not even first class. This is first class.
Yeah, first class. So I would much rather have free international travel.
Okay.
10 towns down.
Okay.
So for me, would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
A roach in my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rat in the kitchen just makes you sound like you dirty.
A rat, I just don't want a rat to be anywhere around where I eat. A roach in my bed, I mean, whatever. Roaches are everywhere. But a rat, roaches are everywhere. But a rat, maybe.
A rat is definitely a new level of disgusting.
That's
and it's
a new level of disgusting.
And rats literally don't just come by themselves. Like, even though roaches might come.
Do roaches come by themselves either?
I don't know, but I feel like roaches are easier to get rid of, I think, in my opinion, than rats are.
I don't know what's easier to get rid of. I'd rather have none of them.
Right.
But if I have to choose, I'll definitely want a roach because it's just easier for me to deal with. Okay. Than a rat in my baby. Like, that's your food. Yeah. Like, no.
I mean, I eat out anyways. So imagine having a dirty kitchen and you don't cook. Like,
look, yeah, no.
That'd be the worst. Okay, so let's get into some wine packs so we can get to some motherfucking tea time.
Tea time.
So you guys all know, for the sake of time, we always want to make y'all think that we drink red wine because of the fact of it, but we always do it because we ain't got to put it in the refrigerator, okay? So today we are drinking 1,000 Stories, and this is a bourbon barrel aged Zinfandel. It's 2020. And so this has 15.5% alcohol percentage.
And you made me take another shot.
I didn't make you. I encouraged. There's a difference.
Said I didn't want to do it, and you still told me to do it.
I said, I think it's a great idea.
That's not what you said.
That's encouragement. So I'm going to skip all over all this stuff. It says, years ago when I was just starting out as a winemaker, today American and French oak wine barrels are commonplace. To be an inspiration for 1,000 Stories is a nod to
I think
the way.
You should summarize instead of reading the whole thing.
No, it's not the whole thing. It says which in part characteristics of these barrels. It's literally, I was reading the end. Barrels of charred vanilla, dried herbs, and a hint of caramel. So, like we say, it's what all red wines taste like or sound like, but they might all, what's harder to get rid of? Roaches. Wow, roaches are more dangerous.
They carry diseases.
And rats can be deadly. So one is more dangerous and one is more deadly. So both of them are fucking.
But they said roaches easily contaminate your home.
Oh my God. I believe it. Because they move so goddamn. Well, rats move fast.
Well, you know, in case of a nuclear blast or whatever, roaches are the only thing that can survive.
Ooh, I believe it. Yeah. I fucking believe it.
They're the only thing that will survive in a nuclear war.
1,000 stories. Are you ready to tell 1,000 of ours? I love how it sounds when we're pouring it.
That's how it
just sounds so sophisticated. I'm saying it sounds so sophisticated. It's like we got like a cheese coochie board. Yeah.
How does the sound of the wine pouring reminds you of a charcuterie board?
Because it's like you put them in correlation. You're doing those together.
You drink wine while you eat from a charcuterie board. Yeah, but how does it sound of pouring wine?
It correlates. So if you got to think about it, use all your senses. Mm-hmm. So when you see something, when you hear something, when you taste something.
I feel like you just be making shit up and try to make it make sense.
And if I do, I'm very convincing at doing it. That's my job, to convince you is that my idea.
Make shit up and try to force it to make sense.
No, I feel like those correlate because usually people always say you get a glass of wine and you eat one of those with your bitches. Do you not?
Did you ever watch Boondocks when they say white people love cheese? If you ever want to make a white person like you, just give them some cheese.
I believe it though. No.
They're like, white people get nice when you give them some cheese.
Cheers to another messy ass episode of Sip and Spill. Ow. You want to be different so bad, Jaden Smith.
You know what? I was going to say that.
Okay. This is very sweet.
I don't think it's sweet at all.
I think it's extremely sweet. But I'm glad it's a Zinfandel because I was giving it gives me red blend vibes.
Okay, so let's get some tea time, y'all. Kevin Berlin. So when I was reading this, I was like, how the hell do you get money from someone throwing you a surprise birthday party? But now that I read it kind of much into it, it kind of makes sense. So there was an employee that told his employer that he did not want a surprise birthday party because he has panic attacks, he has anxiety, and he didn't feel comfortable. And they did not listen to his wishes, and they decided to throw him a surprise birthday party anyways. So he had a panic attack. He went to his car to try to cool down and had a all-out anxiety attack. And he was fired because of the panic attack he received from the surprise birthday party that he did not want from the first place. And he sued his employer for $450,000 and won.
Yeah.
He got the money.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, how the fuck do you get money from a surprise birthday party? Why wouldn't you want one? But I guess everyone's different. To me, I feel like why is it so hard for people to listen to people's wishes?
Facts.
Like if someone says, I do not want a party, why would you disregard that and say, I'm gonna give you one anyways?
Yeah. I also think that it's very important to know I think it's very important to know your mental state. If you know that's not something you can handle with the capacity of joy and love and peace, I love that he was able to communicate that and understand his boundaries. Most people don't even know that they have anxiety and panic attacks. So for him to even be able to express that is a beautiful thing. But yeah, people don't respect boundaries.
At all.
We know that.
Yeah.
Even with us or with other people, someone will tell you something, but you will do the complete opposite because you're like, well, this is me showing my love, or this is me showing that we appreciate you. In their mind, they're probably thinking they're doing a good thing. Like, yeah, we're going to throw you a birthday party because we really fuck with you.
Yeah. And that reminds me of the whole Jada and Will situation where Will threw her an extravagant 40th birthday party. And even beforehand, she told him, I do not want this party for my 40th birthday. I want to have a chill, calm, party with not even a party, like an event with my family. Yeah. And he did not listen.
Yeah.
He made it about him and had a whole big old thing for her.
Well, he didn't make it about him. Everything was about her, but he's the one that...
It was about him because he said himself, it was to feed my ego. Look at this big thing I'm doing for you. You don't watch the Red Table Talk, but I do. So I watched the episode of when they talked about it. And he was like, this was to feed my ego. That's why I threw you this party. And I see on Twitter, people are talking to her like, he does all this for her and she didn't appreciate it. I'm like, it's not even... people need to understand it doesn't matter how you want to show your partner love. It matters how they receive the love.
That's a fact.
She was going to be happy with a simple ass little birthday, whatever he would have given her. She would have been happy. But instead, he wanted to give her something that was big and extravagant to show the world how much he loves Jada instead of showing Jada how much he loves Jada. And that's the problem. So it's important to know your partner's love language and give them love the way they receive love instead of how you think they should be loved.
Yeah.
And he didn't want that party.
But sometimes it's hard. And sometimes it's hard because I feel like you think that you doing these grand things, like you said, it was to feed his ego. But sometimes you think you're doing this, so it shows you like, I'm trying to show you in different ways you can be loved this way as well.
Yeah.
So
if they don't want it.
That's true. But
yeah,
I think the intentions were there, but
I'm sure the intentions
were there, but the delivery was wrong. Like they always say, right idea, wrong bitch.
Wrong bitch. So shout out to her for getting some money off of it, though.
Okay, period. So let's talk about Erica Banks. So she had an interview. I don't know how recent, how old this was, because sometimes videos resurface after X amount of time. So Erica Banks made a interview where she was talking about how she reached out to Nicki Minaj a lot, and Nicki Minaj was not trying to work with her, or she ignored her, but she went off and did a song with Coi Leray.
We don't know who it was. She didn't say a name. She said not people who can't rap as well.
Okay,
so she didn't say a name.
But in my mind, because when it surfaced, I'm thinking she's talking about that.
We don't know that.
We do not know, because we do not know how old the video is or how new it is, and we all know they find a reason when to post it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she said that, but. If I'm giving my commentary on the situation, which I love to do because I'm a podcaster and I love running my fucking mouth, Erica Banks, who are you? Like, you are just as much irrelevant to them as she is to you. You are to us as she is to you. If that makes any sense. I think I said a lot of words and said nothing at all. But what I'm pretty much just trying to say is, Erica Banks, we only know one song from you. So if not Cardi B. I love Cardi B though. If Nicki Minaj decided not to reach out to you and or do a song with you, maybe she had a reason. Because I feel like people that are famous have a team around them that usually, if they don't go through their messages, they do it for them.
Maybe she's just like Coi Leray songs more.
Maybe.
I mean, I feel like
look at us. We said we're not naming a name, but we keep saying Coi Leray.
Yeah, well, you said it, but maybe she just like the songs more. Like who? I mean, at the end of the day, who Nicki decides to feature is Nicki's decision.
Yeah.
It's the entitlement for me.
Yeah.
Like, why do you feel like you're entitled to a Nicki feature because you want it? Because you love Nicki, because you're Barb. Millions of us are Barbs. I don't feel like I'm entitled to Nicki's time, space, or whatever because I'm in love with her.
Facts.
You know, just because you feel like you're this great ass rapper does not make you a great ass rapper. Although it's great for you to feel that way because it's good for you to feel like you're the best at what you do, but it doesn't make it true.
Facts.
So, to me, you're a TikTok rapper.
Same. That's what we said.
I mean, I know you're from Dallas, and I love that you're a Texas bitch. But I mean, to me, you're a downgrade Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
So,
not a downgrade. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm just like, girl. I feel like she's really trying to embody the Megan Thee Stallion look. But this, I mean, not just
that. I feel like that's a Texas look in general. Let's be real.
It is a Texas look. It's a so Texas Texas look.
I think that, but what Megan has is a team around her to refine it. Yeah. Let's be real. Yeah. And Meg has the body.
Erica's cute. I love she's dark skinned. I love that she's thick. I love that she doesn't have a BBL. You know, she's a natural body queen.
We love a natural body queen. We do. But we're talking about memorability and bars. If we're talking about lyricists, the only thing that we remember is bust it.
Yeah.
We literally did not listen. The one part that we liked was because it was a sample of a different song.
Yeah. She had Toot That. I like that song, Toot That.
But both of them are 2 years ago, so I don't even know when this. So yeah, Coi Leray reacts to saying Nicki Minaj only collaborates. Okay, so either way, like we're talking about, it's nor here nor there because
it's just the entitlement for me. I don't know why you feel entitled for Nicki to recognize you.
And if you feel like you're good, just keep on pushing, keep on grinding. Because let's be real, Meg Thee Stallion was grinding for years. Yeah. That bitch was on rooftops in fucking parking lots rapping with a group of fucking niggas. So just do fucking more to be seen.
Just do more.
And that's it. Like,
and if Nicki wants to give, I mean, now Nicki definitely not gonna give you a feature because you shot yourself in the foot. But some things have been left unsaid. If she felt that way, that's fine. Because there's sometimes you feel a certain type of way, but it doesn't mean you have to always express that.
Same,
you know.
I know you always say that, but I'm the opposite. I'm like, if you feel some type of way, stand in it, feel it. But I feel like But she knew that she had to know the consequences that were going to follow her saying that though. And she already felt.
And she got blocked by Nicki.
But I'm saying she already felt 10 toes down about it before she even said it.
Yeah.
Like you got to feel something for a certain amount of time for you to finally speak on it.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Stand in your power.
And she said the girlies aren't rapping, but girlie, you not really rapping. So it's like, you talking about yourself in that comment. I'm just saying, like, girl, what you looking at yourself in the mirror when you saying the shit?
They said calling the kettle black.
That's what it is. But I mean, I think you're cute though. That's all that matters.
So Mulatto.
Big Lotto. So her album 777 came out. Did you listen to the album?
No.
I did. I liked it. It was cool. I'm proud of her. She had a lot of good features in the album. I'm kind of wondering who she was talking about with the whole try to put their dick out for a feature. When she
made that interview? Yeah.
I'm kind of curious.
I don't know.
But I mean, it doesn't matter. So, she came out with the first rapper to I forgot what it was, but pretty much the pop, hip hop, whatever. She was the first rapper to do something, and she was proud of her accomplishment. And she posted it, and like in the comments, it's just all these people telling her like, "Oh, your album wasn't that good. Yeah, like you got lucky. Like, oh, you don't deserve that. Like, whatever. It's because you're light skinned. Just people just downgrading her accomplishment.
Yeah,
and that just brings us to a topic of conversation: is fucking cyberbullying. I feel like that is being bullied because people are so comfortable telling her she does not deserve her accomplishment. When
do you feel like she deserved it?
I do feel like she does. Why did she get it? She's not like anything spectacular for her to just get it because of who she is. She got it because of her talent. And I feel like Lotto is a good rapper. I love her sound. I love the way she raps. I love how she's a gangsta ass bitch. And she has bars, So I feel like she deserved what she got. Yeah. Her album to me was good. She had different sounds. She had different features. She did a good job. And she got what she got because of her hard work she put into it.
The only reason why I can agree with you is because I love that song Sunshine on Me. I didn't even know it was her. So I can definitely agree with you, not even hearing the whole fucking album, because I've heard at least, her popular singles. But I'm saying when hearing Sunshine on Me, and Sunshine on Me. And I'm like, I did not know that was her.
She has range. On that album, she had range.
But I feel like most female rappers, not to take away from her, but I'm saying nowadays have to have range, because you can't just be a gangster rapping bitch. Because if that's the case, you're literally gonna be in a box with most of the niggas, and niggas can make it in that box. Yeah. Women cannot make it in that box.
Yeah, women have to know how to dance, rap, be sexy, be feminine, also be a gangster rapper at the same time.
Exactly, and that's the pure definition of Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion. Yeah. That's why they're at the top of their game, because they got music that niggas can listen to, but bitches really fuck with. Mm-hmm. And crazy. I love it for them. I love y'all. Yeah. So yeah, let's get into it. Cyberbullying. What the fuck is it? Because when we were talking about it, you were like, I think it's this. And I'm like, can we really define it? Because people probably have different misconceptions of what cyberbullying actually is.
So to me, a bully is someone who's constantly picking on you. Mm-hmm. So I felt like, okay, if a bully is the same person picking on you over and over again, cyberbullying is that same person picking on you over and over again with just the use of electronics. When I looked it up, cyberbullying is the use of cell phones, email. And I'm like, email? Like, can you imagine bullying a nigga through email?
No, I'm not going to lie. My best friend, he said him and his ex-girlfriend, they don't follow each other on Instagram. They don't have each other's number. The only way they directly talk to each other is through email. Really? So it does not surprise me.
I could, like, I just
imagine running the maddest email. But how many people get fucking caught over emails on Snapped and those killing shows?
Yeah.
It's emails.
It's emails. Yeah, I just wouldn't email anyone anything threatening. Like, I'm just going to text it to you.
Hate mail is hate mail. Don't matter if it's written or typed.
Right. So email social network to harass, threaten, or intimidate someone. So that is what cyberbullying is. And what is your experience with cyberbullying?
So I can only really speak for our experience of cyberbullying, because I feel like people will look at us and might think like, what? They got cyberbullied? Because I think I think we are past the generation of when cyberbullying really started, because when we were growing up, we barely got dial-up internet. The most we were doing was ASL and what was it?
AIM.
Mm-hmm. So we were doing shit like that. That wasn't a space where people...
I think ASL is AIM.
No, AIM, it was like, I think it was an app. I think you're talking about it.
Oh my God, AIM was like a messaging app, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yes, I used to be on AIM.
I'm gonna say you wouldn't put your real number, but you would put like a number so you could talk to people that you didn't want to give your number on social media. Yeah. But we were smarter. That's what I'm saying. We were smarter generation.
There was this website me and my friend used to dominate. It was like, oh yeah, I was cyberbullying.
But yeah, I can only, because I feel like we passed the generation of when cyberbullying really started, because when I was of the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, we were still on dial-up. You couldn't be on the phone or the internet at the same time. Yeah. So it wasn't, I guess.
And one thing about African parents, they're on the phone all day. Fucking day.
So if you are on the phone while they're on the internet, there's a fucking problem. So fast forward past that. So our experience really actually has come as of now, when we are standing in our truth of being, the boss ass bitches, bigger, better bitches that we are. And we just are pro-sex, pro-life, pro-woman, pro-everything that has to do against misogyny and or all feminism. And so there is someone that we used to work with, and he constantly posts our content without our permission, while I add, because I feel like that's a big issue with people posting your shit without asking you. It's different to repost, and it's different to post it on your story, like you're on your actual page on your feed.
Yeah.
So he posts us on our feed maybe 2 or 3 times of an episode.
It's been 3 times.
It's been 3 times of
Actually,
an episode.
4 times.
Yeah, it's probably been more than that, but we haven't really caught all of it because we like out of sight, out of mind. But he posted an episode of ours specifically of hookup culture when we're literally talking about hooking up. That's literally the concept of the whole episode. And so every time we post our content, he always makes this narrative of something that we didn't even say.
Yeah.
And or he cuts out parts that are important to the conversation of what we're saying to feed his narrative that he's trying to his messy ass page. And the reason why we stopped working with him, might I add, is because he was fucking messy. That's what we literally said. And I don't give a fuck. Like, he gave us money once. So it's not changing my fucking life. But I literally told Sammy while we were working with him, I'm like, he's so fucking messy that I don't know if I want followers from him and or work with him, because I don't want our content and or our following to be consisting of messiness, and that's why they're following us, you know? So he posts our content, made a narrative, and then next thing you know, everyone is commenting on it because he tagged us, so we were able to see what they were saying. And they were like, these women are dumb, they're stupid, like they must have not lived enough life.
This is why they're single mothers.
This is why we're single mothers. Like no one's
just
gonna
creating a narrative of us that isn't even true.
No one is going to love them. They need to seek therapy.
Yeah.
Like literally outlandish shit. People are literally making a fucking paragraph under our content, and then they're going to our page and following us so they can literally keep that bias in their head of what they first fucking saw and just create
comment more hate.
More hate. And so one day Sammy was like, I got time today. So she going under all the comments and she's And I'm like, for me, our experience, well, I'm gonna speak for my experience outside of yours, but my experience is, if I was not as confident as a woman that I am today, that shit would really break me. Because I feel like I know that comes with the territory, and I know that sometimes what we say is not what everyone agrees with. So if I was not standing in my truth and understanding that sometimes I say things that people don't agree with, that wouldn't sit right with me. So I'm so blessed to be at a place in my life to know that I'm supported and loved by people for the right reasons, instead of the messy and the misconstrued narratives that are put out for me. So how do you feel like you deal with cyberbullying?
Honestly, when I saw that, I didn't consider it cyberbullying at all. I think I thought it was just people just leaving their comments. So I was like, well, let me leave mine. You know, it didn't really bother me. What bothered me the most was him not putting out the narrative that we brought. You know, I feel like if what we were saying got translated to his page, we wouldn't have got attacked. So he put us in a position to be attacked because of how he would cut us off, or how he would change, not the dialogue, but the caption to fit a certain type of dialogue that we weren't even speaking. Yeah. You know, for example, we were talking about how we would recycle a dick instead of put a new dick. And a lot of people made it seem like we rather stay in a toxic relationship.
But he literally, that's what he said. He said, would you go back to toxic dick instead of
put a new one?
I'm like, we
weren't even talking about staying in a toxic relationship. That was the opposite of what we're talking about. We're talking about when we're hooking up with a guy, we rather have sex with a guy that knows our body. We know he has good dick, rather than a random guy. So that was what I'm most bothered about. I didn't see it as bullying or cyberbullying, but I see that you did. So I'm just like, I really don't.
I absolutely find it as bullying, because I feel like people that are going out of their way to bring you down in your everyday life of something that you are passionate about and you love. Like, just imagine like what celebrities go through, because we're not even there yet. And people are like talking shit about us. And we literally were joking on the phone. Like, they can call us whatever they want to call us.
What we say and how we say, and I feel like how we say this stuff, we are going to be subjective to that kind of narrative. And like, just as, for example, the whole Jada thing. There was a website that put out that Jada said to Will that she wasn't supportive of what he did. And all these people started attacking Jada, right? Just to find out that Jada never said that. Yeah. So I feel like we should be ready for that. We should be ready for people cutting. We should be ready
for that, but we're still human.
We're still human, of course, but doesn't take the fact that we should be ready for someone taking our content and cutting it to how they feel suit and trying to make it sound like something else. Yeah. I'm aware of what I say. I'm aware of how I say it. I'm aware of how it can come out. So I'm not going to feel like it's bullying, because I am ready for what comes with how I speak. And we got to
hashtag JJ Watts.
Hashtag JJ Watts. Yeah, exactly. So have you ever cyberbullied anyone?
Okay, so when we got further into the episode, which we're going to talk about, never really intentionally have I cyberbullied anyone. Because like I make it very clear, I don't think anyone should be bullied. I think that everyone should be who they are, be as weird, be as great, be as loud. Everything that you want to be that shit. Like with our friends, do we like, key. And sometimes do we see shit on the internet that we comment on and we feel like, I'm like, damn. Because I remember one time I was watching, actually I probably have, but it wasn't intentional. I saw this girl on a natural hair page. And she had like literally 3 lashes hanging on by their fucking life. And the only thing I could pay attention to was the 3 lashes and her contacts on. So I'm like, bro, she couldn't, I literally commented, I was like, she couldn't have posted this another time. Like, this content couldn't wait. Like, those are the only things I was looking at because I feel like as humans, we are very visual. And that's, I feel like, because of Western society, make us think that visuals are all that matters. And that's why we're a visual audio podcast. But yeah, I'm visually looking at this bitch with like 3 spider legs on her fucking lashes. And all I can think about is that because I'm a bitch that gets my lashes done.
What if she's just like, this is me and you're going to me for an awful mistake?
And the thing is, and I can appreciate that if I knew her. But us not knowing someone, literally, I don't think I'm cyberbullying her. I'm like, what we're going to talk about later is just like, you feel like you're helping them out. Like, baby, this is how you look into us, even though you're trying to show us how to make sure we got edges. You feel me?
I feel you.
So, have you ever been slightly bullied?
So, a person I was cyberbullying for a little bit amount of time was Ed from 90 Days Fiance.
Oh my God.
I feel like he deserved it.
Oh my God.
You remember? I was going to end on his ass because I felt like the way he treated, I forgot her name, was just so
That's
wrong.
That's what I did at Tory Lanez. I would literally message him knowing I would be under his pictures like, fuck you, you small ass bitch. Oh my God, I did that.
We're cyberbullying sometimes. Like, we're part of the problem. But we don't feel like it's a big deal when we do it to people who are like, what, quote unquote celebrities. So yeah, I was on his shit. Like, I was to the point where he actually
Tory Lanez is a celebrity.
I mean, he is a celebrity, but Ed is not.
Ed is absolutely not.
Yeah, so it was to the point where he actually started replying to my shit, like, yeah, because I was in on his ass. Because I feel like the way he treated, I forgot her name. It's just like, you are a 40-year-old midget. Like, why do you, is the midget offensive?
Very much offensive.
Okay,
it's a little
you are
person.
a 40-year-old little person. Why did you feel like you had to make her shave her legs? Feel a certain type of way? Like, he was so entitled. The thing about men, sometimes they don't know they're ugly. Yeah. And I'm like, you should know your role. Compared to you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I wish I remember her name because, man.
I forgot her name. It was like a couple of years ago since we watched this episode of My New Fiance. But I feel like you know your fucking role and know your place. You are not attractive. You're little. And you're on the bigger side. He was
telling her that her breath stink. Yeah. That like she should shave her legs. But I think
he wanted her to get STD tests.
People got to realize that American culture and international culture sometimes are different. Like for her, it wasn't a thing because to her she probably didn't know her breath stank. Maybe it did or maybe it didn't. I don't fucking know.
You don't think his breath stank too?
His breath looked like it stank.
His breath looked like it stank.
He looked like he couldn't even get to his neck.
Like, it looked like he didn't take showers. His hair was greasy.
Greasy all the time.
All the time. He fucking used mayonnaise for conditioner.
Shut up.
So I'm just like, know your place in life. And I just feel like I had to tell him his place. Like, you should not be talking to her any kind of way because you are lower level than she is.
I want to say her name was like Anne Marie or something like that. Something Marie. I know it was something Marie.
It was something Marie.
I know.
It was a Marie in there.
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
So let's get in. Okay. So why did you say you, so you already told why you cyberbullied and I told why I cyberbullied. So let's get into some statistics about cyberbullying. So the age range of the highest amount of cyberbullying is between 12 and 15. That's due to the social media and gaming platforms.
And middle school age is like the worst age ever.
Really?
Like,
though,
even when we were in middle school before internet, which is terrible.
And I got bullied in middle school just because I was so awkward. And I feel like sometimes I'm still very much awkward, but not as much as I was when I was in middle school. So I think that kids are fucking mean.
We are.
We are. Like literally. We always say that kids are the most, they say drunk people and kids are the most honest people in the world because they say what's on their mind. Mm-hmm. Kids are fucking brutal.
Definitely got bullied in middle school.
So by sexual orientation, trans women, females, and then males are the ones that are bullied the most on social media. And clearly we already said that LGBT gets bullied way more on social media than heterosexuals.
Yeah.
So young people who experience cyberbullying at a younger age are at a higher risk of suicidal thoughts and or self-harm. And lastly, it is girls are more likely to be the victim and the perpetrator. The victims and the perpetrators of cyberbullying, because us as women, we are the hardest critics.
There's a movie called Mean Girls.
Honestly. And that's true, because we literally feel like we are the ones that are going to tell you, be there. And so, yeah, we are literally the ones that tell you.
We're vindictive. We're assholes. Like, women are mean people.
So it's very highly likely that even though we're the victims, we are also the perpetrators of our own demise.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into some effects of cyberbullying.
So cyberbullying can lead to depression, anxiety, drug use, self-harm, and unfortunately suicide.
Yep.
We know a number of people who actually killed themselves because of cyberbullying.
Yeah.
So it can get serious sometimes.
Yeah. And I think I want to just add on to it, because there's so many, I don't even want to say it's normalized, but I think the media always wants to make us aware of it, but how they make us aware of it is more of entertainment instead of a more serious matter. Because if we're talking about 13 Reasons Why, and if we talk about the girl from Planville, what is she called?
Who?
The one that's on Hulu when she told her boyfriend to kill himself.
Oh, I don't know the name of the documentary. I just know who she is.
Yeah. So I think that many times the media tries to give us knowledge, but they do it in a way it's entertainment. So we don't think about...
Because you know what? They still have to make money.
They do have to make money. But I feel like the message is more important than the dollar. Because I feel like if cyberbullying is going on, say, yeah, Plainville. I was right. Plainville. So I feel like if we are dealing with something like this as serious and as... I don't know if it's global. That's a question of mine.
I'm pretty sure cyberbullying is global.
But I just feel that if we know something that is this serious, I want to take it with at the seriousness that it's taken with, because cyberbullying is what makes people kill themselves. Like Waka Flocka's brother killed himself over this.
Yeah.
Like we have people like Chica, who is a great fucking rapper, and we love her, suicidal because of how she looks. Like we are not a easy society to live in. And I'm not going to say that I'm as strong, but I'm saying that I make the efforts to make sure that I'm supported by people that are making sure that my mental health is enough where I don't feed into that.
So even if we try not to feed into that, I think we still kind of do, because we participate in cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Even though we may not be the one directly saying stuff to people, when we see things are going on Twitter, we laugh.
We retweet it.
We retweet. We say, we're not doing anything to prevent it. We're not even, what's the word? Saying anything to stop it.
Yeah.
We're just letting it happen. So yeah, I feel like, especially on Twitter, I participate in cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Like I see something going off and I retweet and I laugh. I'm like, ha ha ha, that's funny. And like, it's funny because it's not you.
Same, because I'm gonna say, yeah, when you sent me that video of that man peeing in that girl's bed, I was like, that felt too close to home. And it's like, even though something that happened to me, I'm like, I would never out that man's name. I would never she put his face. She literally recorded the whole thing. And I'm like, that's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
And granted, that's not like the most extreme thing of like embarrassment, but it's like, that's embarrassing enough.
But why do that?
Why do it? You didn't have, you could have literally handled that shit in silence. Cause I'm like, I handled that shit in silence. I never posted. I never talked. It took me a whole fucking year to talk about it.
Me sending it to you was me participating in cyberbullying.
No, for sure. It wasn't. And I said, just like me, I participated in cyberbullying without even fucking wanting to do it. Cause like, even when I like, it's like, yesterday when I said Jaden Smith was talking about, let's fix the economical things of the world. And I'm just like, bro, you want to be different so fucking bad. Like, even though I'm not saying something harsh, I'm still cyberbullying him because I'm like, he's different than what I'm used to for someone his age. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know why
you participate in cyberbullying all the time.
I don't understand why it's so easy, but we do it without thinking about it. Because it's like, I feel like
it's easy because there's no consequence.
Yeah.
There is no consequence of me going under a celebrity page and saying some shit.
And just like when people were bullying us, there's no consequence. Because what are we going to do? Even if there are federal laws that will protect people from that, we're not going to go through that just for every single person that bullies us. But do I feel like Instagram and or Twitter or social media platforms should do a better job at like flagging it? Because y'all flag it when people... Because when I was calling Tory Lanez a bitch-ass nigga under his page, they were like... do this one more time and we're going to block your page. Like, on Twitter, they were like, you're spreading hate.
Yeah.
Because I told a bitch I was going to slap her. And because she was on Big Brother. She wasn't even a fucking celebrity. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I know I might sound like a fucking but being on a reality show does not make you a fucking celebrity. I'm gonna say right there. Because I literally told this bitch on fucking Twitter, not even to Instagram, that I would slap the fuck out of her because I felt she was being a racist ass bitch. And she was. Because she said, because she's black, she's being aggressive with me.
But that's the thing that social media has. Because in person, would you slap the fuck out of her?
Absolutely.
You would slap her?
Yes.
Okay.
I felt the same way. I feel the same way because I'm watching you doing this, but then again, editing. I don't know if it's true or not because even with the shows that I've seen and I've known people that are on the shows, they were like, oh, editing makes you look a certain way. So do I absolutely still want to slap somebody? Absolutely. Will they fucking sue me? Probably. But I feel like if I felt that way in the moment and I felt it strong enough to hit you up and say, I'm gonna slap you, I want to do it in real life.
See, that's the thing about some celebrities is because, not celebrities, some people.
She's not a celebrity. She's a fucking reality star.
Okay.
Separate them.
That's the thing about some people is they'll say some things on the internet that they will absolutely never do in real life. Yeah. People be talking shit on the internet, but when I'm telling you right now, baby, when it comes to face to face, you ain't gonna say half of that shit. So it's just.
But for me, I feel like me telling you I'm gonna slap you. That's not me saying anything outlandish. If I say I'm gonna choke you, kill your kids, that's very outlandish. It's something left field that I would never fucking say. So if I go so far to threatening you and your family, that's like some weird ass shit. And if I'm addressing body features of you, that's outlandish because I'm body positivity.
Kill your kids.
But I'm saying if I say something that outlandish, that's like some fluff shit. But I would never say that because I don't want harm on nobody but you, baby.
Okay.
Like it's directed towards you. And if I say slapping is something I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna fight you, bitch. Like I just wanna slap the fuck out of you.
I feel like slapping leads to fights.
And
how many people gonna get slapped and not hit back?
Chris Rock?
Well, he a bitch.
And like Will Smith. Nigga made a whole song. I'ma slap the fuck out of you like Will Smith. He made there's a song about it. I don't even know what his name is.
There's a song?
Yes.
Oh, I think I know what song you're talking about. I heard
he literally just like, I'm like, on TikTok, niggas do not let nothing live. Yeah. So for me, it's like, if I say something to you directly, I mean that with my fucking chest.
Slap me, bitch, that's a fight.
And if it's a fight, it's a fight.
Yeah.
And if you want to sue me, I can literally counter sue you because I feel like you triggered me to slap you. Because I felt this bitch was being racist. That's the only reason why I wish I could remember this bitch's name. And that shows you how irrelevant cyberbullying is. Because when you duel it in the moment, you don't realize that they're a person outside of this. Okay. And I can't even remember why the fuck I told her I was going to slap her.
It was racist shit. That's all that matters.
And it was racist. But that was a whole year ago when I was watching Big Brother. Mm-hmm. And now it's not relevant because I don't even remember the bitch's name.
Yeah. Okay. So we feel differently about this, but I think sometimes bullying does work. And I know we don't agree on this, but sometimes I think bullying works. Bullying helped Doja Cat get a better wig. Bullying keeps predators off the fucking internet. When people do racist shit, what do? We bully them and get them fired and, stuff like that. But sometimes, cyberbullying is a bad thing, but sometimes it fucking works. Like, sometimes people need to get bullied.
That's so funny because I literally was going to say that. I was going to say, is it bullying or is it character development?
Bullying helps develop character.
But I feel like, is that something that everyone has to go through to be a better person?
It's not even about being a better person. It's being a stronger person. When you are bullied I feel like some reason why these kids are overly sensitive at this certain age, because they weren't bullying. Everything's like, oh my God. Everyone gets medals. Everyone wins. Everyone is equal. Like, everyone gets good things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I don't see what you're saying.
So I feel like getting bullied as a kid, even though I didn't like it, it was good. It built character. It built tougher skin. It was like, it made me be the person that I feel like when I hear shit now, it's like whatever, because I was called Chewbacca as a kid walking through the hallway, just making Chewbacca sound when I was walking.
If you ain't never seen fucking Star Wars, that shit does not hit you the same. And I've never seen Star Wars.
Okay, well,
so for me, I'm like, someone called me Chewbacca. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, like I was bullied as a kid. I feel like that helped me develop as a person. So bullying sometimes is a good thing. It works. I think bullying it could be positive.
Personally.
That's what I was called as a kid.
Okay, personally, I don't feel like anyone is warranted to being bullied. I don't feel like anyone is against being bullied, but I don't think that anyone needs bullying for personal development.
Okay, so what if someone you see a video of someone being racist on the internet?
Yeah.
Are you against them being bullied?
No.
So bullying is sometimes a good thing.
But either way, I feel like at the core of my heart, I want to say initially, I don't think anyone should be bullied. What happens after the consequences of you being bad parented Because I feel like your parents are the reason why you're racist or X, Y, and Z. So if you happen to get bullied because of how you were raised, that has nothing to do with me. But I feel like being bullied by your parents, being bullied by things that you cannot control. Those are things that I don't feel like you should be bullied by.
Of course not. But I mean, if you're doing things like being a sexual predator or being racist
we're talking about,
or being whatever, and
we're talking about when you're a fucking child, how you're getting bullied because you don't have designer. Because when I was in school,
that's not okay bullying.
Okay, but I'm saying, you're saying personal development, and now that's in my head too, because when I was younger, my mother did not have the funds to get me Nike. So I was wearing Champions. I was wearing Payless. No, I'm being dead ass. And that's what it is. And when I talk to my mom about it, she gets very offensive about it because she's like, that's what I could afford at the time. Yeah. Like, she's offended. But I'm like, Mom, I'm glad you put me in that shit because now I don't care about designer.
So it was character development. It was a good thing you got bullied.
No, it's good that my mom was able not to, but I don't like that I was bullied about it. No one is okay with being bullied about shit.
Of course, not while it's happening, but now that you're older, you say you don't care about designer.
Imagine if I was one of those kids, though, to play the devil's advocate that was not strong enough and I killed myself over that shit.
I don't think anyone's ever really strong enough. That's how you develop the strength. Over time,
but I don't like saying that you have to be bullied to be a stronger person. I feel like you just need
You don't have to, but I think it helps.
I'm not going to agree with you. I am not. But I literally definitely said that. I was like, is that character development? Because I'm like, you're literally, like we said, niggas break your heart for character development. I'm like, is it any different? Because I'm like, niggas are the fucking bullies. Y'all are the bullies.
They are the bullies. And guess what? We are bigger, better, badder bitches. Because now we bully them.
Facts.
Now we play the fuck out of them.
Okay, so can we talk about how to prevent it? Because I'm like, we talked about the effects, we talked about what it is. We've done it, we've not done it, we participated, we did it all. So how do we prevent being cyberbullies, us ourselves, or not participate in it?
Close your eyes. Turn off your phone.
Not that being her fucking response.
Just saying,
I said, how many do you have? She's like, I only got one.
Close your eyes. Honestly, turn off your phone. Because cyberbullying is literally, the only way you see it is because you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, you're on this social media networks. That is why you see the cyberbullying. Yeah. If you just don't get on your phone, you don't see it.
Yeah.
Uninstall Instagram. Uninstall Twitter. And I'm not saying like it's an easy thing to do. And it's just like, because we know we are addicted to our phones and we are on social media all the time.
Yeah.
But if you really, truly don't want to see these things, just don't read the comments. Don't go on the shade room and read those comments. If you're a celebrity and you know they're posting you, don't read it. Don't answer your DMs.
Yeah.
Don't just turn off your phone. It's really, to me, it's just that simple.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with you. I put on on my list that you should not engage or remove yourself in situations where you are getting bullied. But there are also federal laws that can protect you from cyberbullying, aka
you want a Cardi B. Bitch.
I'm gonna say Cardi B when she got that bitch for defamation. I'm saying the right word. Y'all know
that's bullying.
That's bullying.
Her
saying that she has an STD, XYZ.
And attacking her is bullying.
It's bullying. So yeah, that's defamation. So there's federal laws for that. And the last thing to help prevent it is be that positive voice in all that negativity. If you are that one person that is saying something positive, regardless of what anybody else is saying, you're going to see those things and you're going to try to probably revert to them to help you feel better about yourself. Because if there's someone imagine, I'm just talking about for our instance, when there are girls that are agreeing with us or girls that are saying what we're saying, but they like say it in a different way, we're like, yeah, because most women feel this way. Yeah. We're not the only women in the world that feel this way. So when you have someone that confirms your fucking bias and or your feelings,
I like that, but the thing is, most people, including me, we focus on the negative.
We do.
So even there's people who are saying great things about us, we only reply to the people who are saying negative things about us. We're not replying to people
and
saying
we have to get better at that. And
I
feel like with me, to be proactive about cyberbullying, you have to understand that their life is so small in the life that you're living. Once you give someone the power of your emotion, you give the power of everything else. And if you are able to take me out of my fucking peace, that's too much for me. So outside of that, let's get into some fucking questions because I feel like we already gave them enough.
Okay. Why do you think Twitter has such a mean girl mentality?
Twitter is because there's no repercussions for your actions usually. Most times there's not. Like, people can literally make a whole fucking thread about a trash-ass date, call this bitch a deaf-ass bitch that's throwing up gang signs to... No, I've seen the thread. Niggas are literally making threads about bad dates.
Bitch throwing up
no, really.
signs.
He said that, he's like, she was making like sign. He said he's like, when he was fucking her, it was well noises. He like, ah! And I'm like, we're laughing at that, but I'm like, bruh, that's someone's disability. It's not that they are.
But when was she throwing up gang signs?
he said that he was throwing up gang signs to her so she could understand that he liked it. I'm telling you, Twitter is not a safe space.
If Twitter is not a safe space, y'all.
Only positive things over your life. And on the next, what are you reading?
I saw this and I say positives.
The thing is, I'm
not making myself sad.
Because the thing is with me, I'm words of affirmation, so I'm always gonna feed into my life. I'm never taking away from my life.
Wasn't it spiritual water or something like that? It was a post. Yeah, I'm thinking positive.
But yeah, no, it's like Twitter's not a safe space, and I feel like that's honestly, in my opinion, worse than Instagram. I feel like because
you are the characters, we're allowed to say more on Twitter than Instagram,
and I feel like because you're literally people only are getting to know you by your tweets, not by your pictures, not by what you post in your story, not by reposts. They're literally getting to understand you by your fucking words and your retweets. So Twitter is not a safe space, and I hate it. I hate it in Twitter.
Hate it like as in the past, we don't hate it anymore.
I still hate Twitter. Like when we were doing like the dividends of Instagrams, and what's it called when we were doing the podcast, I said, I hate Twitter. I told you that. And you're like, Twitter's my diary. I'm like, I don't feel the same. Mm-hmm. So like, I might not post as much as you, but I'm like, oh my God, Twitter gives me anxiety. It does. So my question is, do you feel that cyberbullying is just an American thing?
Oh, no.
That's it? Okay.
It's not. It can't be. My question to you is, who is one person that you can see getting attacked and bullied and that you just like turn your head to?
JT.
You like her getting bullied?
No, I'm saying because she gonna defend herself because niggas got her fucked up. I'm gonna turn my head to, I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but I'm saying anyone that's being racist, I'm gonna always turn my head to.
Okay.
But I'm saying for someone I know could stand their own and is confident in themselves, because JT does not let nobody fucking cyberbully her. Mm-hmm. People do it all the time. Like, why you with Uzi? Why you this? Why you that? Like, even when she was talking about something about her dog and how he was sick, they were trying to bully her, and she was like, y'all, this is why I don't like sharing shit on Instagram, because y'all always want to make things a joke. Like, people are so serious about their dogs, especially when they ain't got no kids.
Especially when they're white.
But JT's black.
But white people really love their dogs.
Dogs more than they love people. I've been watching the Fairly Odd Parents, and Vicky was treating her dog like he was everything. So yeah.
Yeah, one guy was getting on this girl because she was saying how if her daughter was sick and her dog was sick, she treats them the same. And he was like, so if your daughter was dying and your dog was dying, you treat them the same? And she's like, yeah, I'll treat them the same.
Because they love them that dearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to turn my head for someone that knows I can defend themselves. I'm going to turn my head for someone that's racist. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, I feel like I should be on the front lines with you because I don't think they should be bullied. But outside of that, peace on out.
Okay.
So what about you?
Donald Trump. Who? If he's getting bullied in any kind of way, I'm just going to mind my business.
You don't feel the same way about Obama? You don't feel the same way about anybody else? Because Obama didn't do shit for us.
Okay. But still, Donald Trump has been very vocal about how he talks to people, to women, and how he treats people.
It's been for years. This is nothing brand new. I feel like it's more brought to light because I'm like, rappers.
I'm not saying it's new. I'm just saying that's the one person that I feel like if you're getting bullied, I'm just going to be like, okay.
All right. So what do you think started the need of cyberbullying or to bring people down?
I feel like it's always been the way of life. Bullying has always been a thing.
Yeah.
The only thing is there's internet now, so now it's cyberbullying. But putting people down, bullying people has been around since like forever.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new. I was bullied as a kid before there was. I don't want to say before there was the internet, but before the internet was so like prevalent.
Yeah.
I was getting bullied. So cyberbullying's made it easier to do it without any repercussions.
Way easier now because people can make fucking fake accounts. I've had bitches make fake accounts and message me.
Yeah. So I've had people make fake pages of me. There's all these kinds of ways to attack people. So that's what it is.
Yeah. So thank y'all for following us on this journey. I think that we did a good job at expressing our feelings, their feelings, our feelings. I don't even fucking know. But cyberbullying, in my opinion, is not something that we want, but it's unpreventable because people feel how they feel. Yeah. You know? And we can't.
So another question. When is it cyberbullying and when is it just leaving a comment?
I feel like it's cyberbullying and commenting are synonymous when your intent is to make them like, bro, you're stupid. If the intent is to make someone feel less than, it's cyberbullying. Even though you're just commenting and saying, bro, why the fuck is that nigga in your house? Knowing damn well you're better than that. It's like your intent was to make that bitch feel stupid, right? Mm-hmm. And cyberbullying is for the intent of something to make someone feel embarrassed and or harass them.
Right.
Even if you don't say the words like, he a broke ass nigga, why is he in your house? Mm-hmm. The intent is the reason why it's cyberbullying.
Okay.
So that's how I feel.
So the outcome isn't cyberbullying, it's the intent.
The intent. I feel like, for me, because I feel like you can post something and not thinking it is crazy, but it's...
So do you think saying anything negative about someone is cyberbullying?
No, I don't. Okay. I do not. But I feel like if you were intentionally doing something to make it look... Like, I feel like if you are trying to be on some, like, girl, I could tell you've been crying. Like, if you're trying to be on some interpersonal shit, you will message them and or you'll find a way to contact them that's not embarrassing. But I feel like when you are cyberbullying, you are intentionally posting something to make someone feel a certain way for a certain outcome.
Yeah.
Like, because anyone that felt like we were stupid or doing something outlandish, if they tagged us in the they can easily message us.
Yeah.
We can see it in the request. Like, hey, girl, I related to what you said, but I feel like you should do this.
But how many times have you done it to someone else?
I haven't. That's what I'm saying. It's the intent. Because when I do it, it's not intentional, but it's still cyberbullying. Even though I know, because I'm like, if I'm telling you got 3 lashes on you, I'm trying to embarrass you to do better. It's not character development. It's like, bro, you look crazy. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even though it's not intentional cyberbullying, I'm doing it.
So sometimes cyberbullying can be a good thing because you're cyberbullying here to make you better.
We're not, you could try to feed your narrative,
I'm
bitch.
just saying.
Sam, don't feed your narrative.
You were saying that to make her do better. So cyberbullying
but it's
can be
not,
a way to
but
make
it wasn't intentionally to make her, it's not trying to embarrass her. It's trying to.
No, it was to make her do better. And that's what I was saying. Sometimes cyberbullying isn't to make you feel bad.
But how is it received by everybody else?
But when you said that, how was it received by everyone else? As cyberbullying.
As cyberbullying. That's what I'm saying. My intent was not there.
So I'm saying sometimes it's making you better.
Girl, fuck you.
Cyberbullying.
So, while you're at it, also on social media platforms at the Residence Bill, except Twitter, which is
the one.
And while you're at it, leave us a 5-star rating because we're some 5-star bitches. Ow.
Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling it. I sip wine, kick my feet up when I get time. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling it.